started 2025 with a victory at stage 1 from Louisiana, Bass Pro Shops backed angler, Justin Cooper.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, I wanted to go over my setups that caught me the most fish for the 2025 Bass Pro Tour season. It's a wrap. We just wrapped up Saginaw, and yeah, I thought it'd be a cool little video to do. Basically, it was 4 baits for the most part, and what's cool is it's 2 bait casting setups and 2 spinning reel setups. So for the first, we're gonna go over the 2 baits that for one Conroe for me, and 2 I used all year basically. So the first one is an XPS Chatterbomb. You know, a bladed jig is a phenomenal bait to throw. It catches a lot of fish, it catches a lot of big ones, you know, around grass, around hard cover, docks, whatever the case may be. And I use this at Conroe, Harris Chain, Potomac, Nickajack for the knockout in the championship round for the Chickamauga Nickajack tournament, here at Saginaw, everywhere. I don't think this bait ever left this rod, and this rod was on the deck probably at almost every tournament for the season. So this caught a lot of fish for me this year. Color varied, you know, depending on where I was. A lot of the whites, super shad trailer on the back for that, but used green pumpkin, used black and blue. Rod and reel setup, this is the Johnny Morris Carbon Light Tech Specific rod, and this is the bladed jig rod. It's a 7.3 heavy, moderate fast, and this rod is phenomenal for a bladed jig. I can't say enough good things about this rod. Loads up super well. It's got enough backbone to snap it out of the grass when you're fishing submerged, hydrilla, milfoil, those types of deal. You know, if you're fishing around docks, you get a bite, it's got enough backbone to get it out from under that dock. But it's got enough tip to that it doesn't hinder the chatter of a bladed jig, so it's super key. The reel, the Carbon Light, this is the I use a 7 gear ratio. I think a 7 is perfect for anything moving, you know, like a bladed jig or a spinnerbait. You know, you can speed up if you need to, you can slow your retrieve down if you need to, whatever the case may be. So and line size, pretty much 17-pound XPS fluorocarbon. That's I think that's perfect line size for this bait. Doesn't hinder the action, but it's, you know, it's strong enough that if you need to get them out of heavy cover, you can. So that setup right there caught a lot of bass for me this year. Was super crucial in the success I had. Number 2, we'll do the other bait cast setup, a swim worm. You know, there's a lot of different models out there as far as swim worm goes. And by the time this comes out, I don't know if I can say this, but I've kind of been working on one with Bass Pro XPS, so looking forward to that, and y'all look forward to that next year for sure. So excited about that. Anyways, a swim worm is a phenomenal follow-up bait with a bladed jig. You know, if conditions get a little more slick, calm, sunny, that type of deal, it's another great bait to pair up, you know, and throw in the same exact places. And I use this a lot. I use it a little bit at Conroe, Harris Chain a lot, Potomac a lot. Even here, I caught a couple fish in practice on it at Saginaw. But pretty simple setup. This is a 7-1 heavy, the Platinum Series rod with the Johnny Morris Platinum Series reel. Line size, I vary between 14 and 17-pound XPS fluorocarbon, just depending on the cover. If I was more in the grass, that type of deal, definitely 17. If it was more open water, hard cover, wood, you know, maybe I opt for that 14-pound. Peg my weight with Epic peg. Epic Tungsten 3/16 is pretty much the go-to. A 5/0 owner, also all-purpose worm hook. And yeah, this is another bait that I love throwing. This bite is addicting. You just be cranking that thing along and you're not feeling anything, then the line goes dong, and it's an addicting bite. I had a lot of fun at Potomac and Harris Chain with that this year. So that's the other. And then the 2 spinning reel setups. Of course, got to have that minnow. That XPS Rockin' Shad, phenomenal bait. It was my main player in my win at Conroe, y'all know, you've seen a phenomenal bait. Great color options, awesome you know, size options of 4 or 5, about to release a 6-inch. Head wise, this is the Owner Range Roller 3/16 is what I opt for 99% of the time. I think it's a good weight, you know, whether you're fishing 10 foot of water or 30 foot of water. It's phenomenal. It's got a great hook in it, got a good rolling action. Rod setup, you know, I've played with rods this year with a minnow, and I've used a couple different ones. I like the Platinum, the 7-1 medium light, but I also like this 7.2. This is the Signature Series, Johnny Moore Signature Series rods. These are super light rods. They got the cork handle, so they're so comfortable in your hand. They're super light to use all day. I think that's why I may like the Signature Series rod a little bit better when it comes to shaking a minnow, just because of how light it is and how much control I have of the rod, you know, shaking the tip to make this rocking shad really roll. But it's a 7.2 medium, phenomenal. And this is the Platinum Series reel. This 3,000 size. This reel right here, I'm super impressed. This reel just got released this year. The drag system is super smooth on it. You know, for playing those big fish, big smallmouth, all the above. Line size, always 15-pound XPS braid as my main line, and then leader line varied. You know, most of the time it was a 12-pound XPS fluorocarbon, but I would go down to a 10, maybe an 8, like when we were up here at Saginaw on the super clear water, pressured smallmouth, I went to an 8-pound. But that's my minnow setup. Obviously, near and dear to my heart, just because of what it done for me at Conroe, but at other places too. I definitely used it at, you know, Chickamauga on some deep school fish, here for some smallmouth. I even caught a couple at Harris Chain in my scope period on this, and some super shallow fish, just throwing over top of them. So definitely was a huge player for me. And the last one that, you know, wasn't this is a bait that this year really evolved for me. Obviously it's been a deal for in the past recent years, but I definitely this year put it to the test, and it between Red Crest, Chickamauga, Potomac, other places, a Nico rig was a huge player for me this year. You know, bait wise, the Bass Pro Shops cut tail worm I think is a perfect size. Green pumpkin a lot was a great bait. There's a lot of different options on worms you can put on there, you know, but the key is that Epic tungsten nail weight goes in the head of that bait, and then the hook is an Owner. This is the Sniper Finesse. I like a number 2, and the way you rig that band, there's a good band called the VMC crossover, and you could rig it that way. You could rig it weedless or Nico like this. So that's probably one of my favorite bands to use. But that little bait right there for shallow scoping, you know, this is a bait that I was targeting shallow cover stumps, you know, that are out off the bank, like I did at Red Crest, at Chickamauga. You know, really seeing those fish sitting on those stumps where they're, you know, maybe garden fry or whatever the case may be, and catching those fish. Maybe they wouldn't come up for a minnow, but they were wanting something on the bottom, and this was a big deal. Rod setup, 7-1 medium light, Platinum Series rod, same reel as the Rockin' Shad, that Platinum Series, Johnny Moore's Platinum. Signature Series reel, 3,000 size, line size similar, 15-pound braid to a 10 or 12-pound fluorocarbon, and yeah, those are the setups for the season that caught majority of my fish. I would say those 4 setups right there probably caught, I'd say 80% of the fish. You know, other baits that I use the Carolina rig at Kentucky Lake, use the deep crankbait at Kentucky Lake, a drop shot here. So yeah, definitely some other baits that played crucial to my success, but those are the 4 main ones. Definitely go check out all the rod and reels that Bass Pro has. You know, those Johnny Moores are phenomenal. They're great value. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all in the next video. And yeah, do all the good things. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see y'all next time.